Live. Hello, everybody. We're back and might code a little bit while we're waiting for some other people to join us, but we're going to be doing a playtest on this map, the Oasis map that I've created. Assuming enough people join. So you can see, it is a map that is in more of a desert-y biome. There is a lake in the middle of the map. Hey, Fusion. With an island on it where you spawn, and all of the resources are outside of the lake, right? There's nothing really here except for grass that you could use for farms if you're really brave and wanted to take over the center for farms. But the ground over there around the edge of this is back here. Let's just go spectator. The ground is grass, right? Immediately next to the water. And in that grass, you'll find things like gold nodes and diamond nodes. So that's where all of the gold and diamond and grass is for farms. And the entire map is close to the water. So you, as the player, need to have a presence next to the lake. Then further out into the desert area, there's iron, stone, and wood. These iron, stone, and wood are in pockets that are further back and flat and between small hills, right? So if a player sets up here, there's a hill before you get to the next player over here. Hey, Aiden. So that's the concept of the map. There's also this outer wall thing that you could climb, but you're going to fall to your death if you go over it, so there's no point, because it is in a void world. Yeah. So that's tonight's first map, at least, if we were to play a match. Let's get out of spectator. Ah, okay. Hello, the other guy. I think I sent you the details earlier, right? For how to be able to connect. I've been messaging a couple different people. Yeah, okay, I did send you stuff. But for now, while we're waiting, let's see if there's any quick issues I can cross off the list for the next playtest night. Awesome, you got it all loaded? Well, whenever you're ready, join the server, and we can have a match. Or I can show you around at least. Sure, go for it. No game's running, so joining now is not going to hurt anything. Like we're not in the middle of a match or anything. Let's grab this. This is what I wanted. Hotkeys for like machine to a given type. Okay, let's do this one. Access to enemy team production GUI. That should not be allowed, but it is right now. So our GUI screen. Actually, it's gonna be the blocks, I think. Own block. Block placed by. Nope. Okay.
And as I discovered during our first match, well, when I joined in, was placing walls down at your town hall that ended up basically making it so the town hall itself couldn't be killed.
Yes, and that's something. So all blocks, or all structures except for the wall type blocks, have a one wide gap around them so they can't be placed up against something. Walls don't, because we wanted to be able to allow you to completely block off an entrance to an area, right? And when we made that choice to allow it to be placed up against something, the solution for their target blocks kind of merging with other buildings, or preventing someone from placing stairs right next to your wall and using it to get over your wall, was we need to check the area around for any target blocks, and we haven't done that feature yet. So that should fix that when we get to that feature on the to-do list, I guess. Because basically when you place the wall down, it's going to see if anything else is next to it. If it is, you can't place it. Anything that's a structure.
that kind of segues into making a, well, besides having it where you have to kind of branch out before just placing barracks everywhere you want to.
Yes. It will go hand in hand with that, with the exception it's your wall that's going next to the town hall, right? So that would be allowed by that system. The system we're talking about with branching out would prevent someone else from placing next to your town hall unless they've built something next to it already, like worked their way over to it. Okay, so this is the issue here. This method is basically creating the basic container, which if I remember correctly is our basic container. There'd be our basic GUI as well. Basic screen, there it is. And this has the on-off buttons, I believe. Yes, it does. Okay, so we need to use that one. Hey, you guys are on the server. Cool. So this is the section of the code I need to update then. Right here. To do issue 204. Add check for teams. Okay, do you guys want to play? As I get punched in the back.
He did it.
Oh, I'm a spectator. Yeah, you'll want to check out the world for sure. So I'm not sure how much you know the other guy about the mod. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
It's up to you, man. Even if you just want to listen, it might be good to come into the stream channel just so that you can hear us. I'll have to give you permissions.
Well, for a large oasis map, not seeing, I mean, granted, yeah, it's an oasis, but where's lumber production at? Oh,
Outer
okay,
edge.
I see it.
Okay, you should be able to join us. Just keep in mind I'm streaming, right? So try to be mindful of that. When you're
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bit of a quality of life thing that we might want to consider is putting the resource GUI somewhere else, because when you hit tab to pull up other players in the list, it's completely blocked off by the resource GUI.
Yeah, in spectator mode it does, but the other one it's pretty much okay. I also might change which point in the rendering stack that it's doing that so that the tap GUI goes over top of it. That would still too. Okay, so when you guys are done looking around the map, come back to the center, get close to the ground, and go back into survival by opening the GUI again and pressing Y. It brings up that lobby screen that you were looking at initially when you connected. We need to choose our teams that we will be on, and then from there, we can start the game. Cool. And I need food as soon as we, I need to eat as soon as we get going. I'm like low on food really bad. Hey Reaper, you gonna join us? We're just about to start if you want to join.
Oh, okay, I'll join.
It's a new map.
Coming.
Okay.
Oh boy, it's hope you got swimming legs.
Well, this guy's a turtle, it looks like, so he's fine. Perfect map for you to get started in. We'll wait for Reaper, as long as Reaper's not too slow.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Uh-huh.
I'm always coming.
Did your new computer come?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's supposed to be between the 3rd and the 7th.
That's like an eternity.
I know. I wanted to get here already. What happened to the... Didn't you want to play 7 Days to Die once they updated it?
But there's other things.
Oh, never mind then.
I started making an RTS in Minecraft, man.
Hey, who's green?
The other guy.
Darn it.
Ah.
That other guy. Darn.
You know, the other guy.
Okay.
Okay, well, we all know how this goes. Well, also
No.
how this go.
New map, I don't like this.
And he didn't get a chance to take a look-see, so...
Basically, this is... No, Reaper. I'm gonna take your sword away.
We're trying to get ahead again as usual.
So, the main area, the starting area is just for spawning in. You need to jump in the water and swim out.
Can you at least give us boats?
No, just swim.
This is starting.
Swim with your control key. You can swim really
Alright.
fast. Or your sprint key.
I don't have that.
Your sprint key.
I don't have a
Command.
sprint key.
Command, Mr. Mac.
I deleted it. I got a double tap.
Well, double tap then. If that works underwater, I don't know that does. Might be out of luck.
Well, at least we know Reaper's not so much of a threat right now.
Are you following me, Reaper? Oh, there's a bug with the map. It's like all funny there. You get away, sir. This is my area. Can't have it.
Wait, look at this. Why is it not working?
Because I fixed that bug.
You're not able to put it in the water anymore? On top of the water?
No.
Oh boy.
This
Darn it.
map helped me realize that was a thing. That's why we test different maps and stuff. Fine, you can have that section. I'll go to the next section.
I was gonna go to the next section, but thank you.
We've yet to kind of fix the little...
I haven't
how should I
coded
say,
anything in the last 24 hours.
doodle with getting ahead where you can open up your GUI before laying down a town hall.
Shh! You're letting all the secrets out! Yeah, you're right.
So wait, what happened?
Your cheatiness.
You're able to open up the GUI before laying down your town hall. This allows you to purchase mills and stuff, so while you're scavenging the land, you're able to put down some production buildings before you even get your town hall down to get a head start, basically.
I'm the one that told him that.
Yes, and I've learned from the master of cheats.
AKA me. Because I'm the
Yes,
one that told
master
everybody that?
cheats.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So the other
Well,
guy,
did-
make sure you place your town hall down so that it's fair for everyone. We basically have a few gentlemen's agreements that keep the game more civilized. That's one of them. The
Just-
other one, I can hear you, Reaper. The other one is to not attack people's buildings with your diamond sword. Attack them with the troops instead. Right? These are things that we will eventually fix in the mod, so that it won't let you. But we don't have them implemented yet, so the easiest way is just to say, hey, don't do that, please.
No, a mod is totally bug-free when you have a dozen gentleman agreements.
It's all bug-free. See, these are things we didn't even think of. That's the problem.
Playtesters are... And this is why playtesting is becoming a real career now.
A mine does have to be on its ore type, or smooth stone if it's a stone one. Yes, when the border's white, you're good to go. When it's red, it is not a big enough area, so there's some thing in the way that's stopping it from being completely flat land. And when it's yellow, it's flat, but it's not the right resource. No, just place it down and it'll start generating resources for you every 10 seconds.
And generally, the more the merrier. You don't want to be too stingy on any resource. At the same time, don't do what I've done in the past and go ham on making resources and not getting enough units.
Right, good advice.
I had more resources than most of the individuals, but then I didn't have an army, so I got stomped on anyway.
I will say, once you've got resources and you've got the hang of the mod, building up an army in a few minutes is not horribly impossible, because you can do things like put down several barracks and request an infinite amount of minions. It's just you need enough time to be able to do that.
Yep.
If you've got somebody on your gate, that's not enough time. Put the farm on grass.
So pretty much in a general census of most RTSs, a lot of people like to rush. That's where one of the other gentleman agreements come in, is try not to, we attempt not to basically build an army as quickly as possible and rush the heck out of each other, and that's one other reason why we don't allow the use of a diamond sword on someone's infrastructure, because then you could literally start attacking and killing their town hall the moment they set it down.
Yes, and that's why the diamond sword stuff completely agree with. I'm okay with somebody building an army. Hey, if you're fast enough at the mod to build an army of 200 guys and send it at me, I played too slow. Right? We haven't had a big problem with that, though. It's usually somebody has not played efficiently when they get rushed with a big army coming at them. The sword thing is annoying, though. I don't need to hit on, right? No, you do not. They start on by default. And the GUI for them is to allow you to turn it off if you're starved for resources or don't want them to come out of that specific barracks because it's too far away from your front line or something like that, right? What you'll want to do is put it down and then queue up something. So in the Recruit Troops tab, the one with the diamond helmet, you can request a given unit type. So minions, for example, come out of the barracks. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, those, you would never want to turn them off, I don't think, right? Unless you've got too many resources, and there's no reason to not do it anyway. Because you just keep them and store it up.
Do we only get one wood area?
If you're only in one area, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty starved of lumber right now. I can't seemingly find enough.
So, first time playing this map, my first observation is the lumber is too close to the backside of the area, and I can't place anything on most of the spots there because of it.
Yeah. It depends on what cluster you're talking about. I mean, all of them are randomly generated, and
Yep.
they use like a painting tool just to splash it on there. They didn't really precisely do it.
No, this map was made maybe in an hour of me just drawing around with World Painter trying to figure out how the program works.
That's another technique that takes players some time is, alright, how can we efficiently pack as many buildings in one cluster of resources as possible?
And I think it's a good thing. It adds another layer to the mod that you need to master.
Generally, though, if you can command and conquer your way to another enemy's resource patch and take it over, then you don't have to worry too much if you have a surplus of resources to use anyway. Now, if you guys were game for it, there's also teams, so you can do a 2-on-2 if we so desired. And granted, most of this context is going to the new player because he doesn't know all too much yet.
Expand, expand, expand. That's all I'm trying to do right now.
You'll have to teach him how to use the rally point tool.
Yes. So there's 3 wands in your inventory. There's the gold one, which is like an attack move for your troops to tell them to go to an area and attack anything along the way. There is the bluish or diamond one that overrides that. Ah, okay, cool. Yep. Those 2 are, and the H key, are the key to moving your troops around the world. The other one, the rally point tool, you right click on your unit production building, right click somewhere on the ground, and that will be the location that they walk to after spawning into the world. And if you're close to your barracks when you right click on the ground and sneak or shift, right? It will set all of the barracks in that area up to 32 blocks away from you to that rally point location. So instead of running back and forth between 5 different barracks, you can just shift click and it will set them all for you automatically. Bit of a efficiency thing considering we're in first person in Minecraft instead of a top-down RTS where you can select multiple things. They do attack or defend on proximity. They will run away from where you've told them to go to attack things, and if there is something along their attack move route, they will attack it as well. So they're kind of automatic. Once you get near someone's base and tell them attack it, as long as they've placed their buildings close enough together, they will continue to aggro against the next building and just walk through their building, or their base, destroying it. Go ahead, you were gonna say something.
When it comes to selection of units, you can hit like the H key to select all units in a given area. So if you just want to quickly rally the troops, and if you're by a bunch of them, hitting H will select all units within a 32 block radius, was it?
Yeah, I think it is. Also, the unit queues that are in the bottom left show the order that it's going to spit out the troops. Once you've unlocked research and you've got multiple troops of a given type, like minions and pikemen both come out of the barracks, it'll tell you it's going to be barracks or minion pikemen coming out. And the very last tab in the GUI is team options. You can tell that to turn on infinite mode, and basically what it's going to do is when it produces a unit, it adds it back to the end of the queue if you have the resources to buy it. So if I did minion and pikemen in my queue, it would continue to spit out minions and pikemen indefinitely unless I run out of resources to buy more. Very, very handy to have, so this doesn't become a cookie clicker type game where you're just constantly spamming the buy troop button, because that's how it was about a week ago.
About a week ago.
Oh boy.
If it does or is not able to buy the troops, it will not tell you right now. That's a feature I want to add in, where it will announce to you unable to buy troop in queue or something like that. Blah blah blah. so that you have a notification. Right now, it just drops it out of the queue altogether and continues on with the next thing, assuming it has resources for that next thing. So keep an eye on your queue just to make sure it doesn't turn off altogether in the middle of the game on you. But for the most part, it does keep running as long as you got resources.
As far as progressing through the game goes, research is going to be your big one. As far as research goes, don't waste your time on the seed workshop or any of the potion-looking tabs, as they are not implemented correctly right now. To actually get research done, you'll be needing a research facility, and then you can go into the research tab and select a new unit to be researched.
And research takes 100 units of research work, and each research center you have in the world will give you additional research work per 10 seconds. So to say that a different way, place down 2 of them and you research it twice as fast. Place down 4 and it's 4 times as fast. The work that's required right now is not very balanced and all that. It is very... They're all the same, basically, and it's too easy to spam a bunch of research centers, so we set it to 100 units of work that's required, which equates to about 15 minutes if you only have one, so do recommend many. Watchtowers are like the traditional RTS watchtower. They are a building that's tall, and it's got a dispenser-looking thing that shoots out arrows at enemy troops that are in the area, and we've made it expensive because we found a pretty substantial lag issue with it, because someone, when they were cheap, made 100 of them, put them all down, and the server cried. So that needs fixed before we bring the price back down to something more reasonable. You're welcome to buy them and place them if you can afford them, but probably won't. Sorry, what were you saying, Cole?
And I've already got an army of minions. Charge! So, I'm sorry whoever's right beside me to the left of me, sorry Reaper. About to get savage. Oh, have fun dealing with this small army.
Are you guys starved for wood, or is it just me?
I've been saying for the
We're
last...
very
I've been muted.
You've been muted the entire time now.
Yeah.
Hi, boy. I'm just gonna let my minions go to town. I'm gonna run away. Have fun. Sorry, Reaper, but you're too much of a threat to let you live.
Stop being good at the game, Reaper, and we wouldn't attack you. That's the moral of this story yet again, Reaper. Just like the other night.
Oh, you hadn't killed off much of my army yet.
Okay, we'll leave you be for a bit.
Oh dear. Help, minions, minions, minions! Kill Reaper! Oh, bye, Reaper.
Okay, so we'll in. Wow, okay.
How? These little minions are attacking me. Alright, I'm just gonna let Reaper deal with the masses of about 100 units.
Ah, okay. So chunk loading's coming into account for me a little bit. I was away and then didn't spawn, I don't think. Oh well.
No hard feelings, Reaper. I just can't let you live. You're too close to my base.
No hard feelings. You can't be alive
No, you're stuck with my hard feelings. You gotta deal with them now. It's a baggage.
Okay, fine. Then let me bring on the second onslaught. Because the first wave is only 120 units, the second wave is probably going to be double.
One research at a time, yes.
Yep. Also, another thing that helps balance things out for the game, as if you could research multiple things at once, you would plow through the research way too quickly.
Yeah. And fully intended it to be only one at a time, and you can just speed it up with more buildings.
Oh, Reaper.
Justin?
No, so Lancers are mounted units. It'll unlock the stables. And the stables will then allow you to recruit Lancers from it.
Wait, hold on. Where the heck is my first army?
Minions can get upgraded to Knights and Advanced Knights, basically. So they'll wear iron or diamond armor and have iron or diamond swords. There's more unit types and troop types coming than what we've got now, but that's what we got so far.
Oh, no you don't. You stay away from my little base. Oh, Reaper, you shouldn't have, you treacherous devil. He has pikemen already. Go figure.
I need more wood. I'm out of wood. I'm constantly out of wood.
Okay, now I really can't let Reaper live because he has pikemen.
If you're talking about the research tab, there is a tooltip there, and it shows only the cost right now, but I completely agree and actually have it as a variable in the code for adding later. The descriptions, I just didn't write them yet.
So, granted, there's some balancing that really should take place sooner than later. That would be nerfing the pikemen a little.
They're a hard thing to nerf because we don't have all the troops in the game yet. So knowing what's appropriate for the different types. So we started with minions, added archers. Archers were OP. We started buffing the minions. Then we added lancers to try and counter the archers, and it just became a back and forth battle.
Nothing but minions. You kill a minion.
You can place multiple buildings. So with the Y screen, that opens your town hall. And you can buy 5, 6, 7 buildings, whatever you want, while it's open. And then place them all down. So you don't have to go back to your town hall if that's what you're doing. Yeah, they're items. They'll pop into your inventory. Place them down.
So you trying to wipe Reaper off the map. Because he has pikemen already. Coming for you, Reaper. Reaper, move.
Reaper, what team are you?
I'm dead.
Oh, your team dead?
He's blue team. And he's getting stormed by a minion mob.
They got my wood, so I'm done.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Now that I've basically knocked you out, now I get your wood farms.
You might want to attack him. He has no army now. Or I cut some of his army down,
Attack who?
and he's
Who
going to
you
take my
talking
resources. Whoever wants to attack him, because he's right next to you.
But just be careful of that because, you know, now I have more lumber. That means more of everything.
Whose town hall has been destroyed, so Reaper's out now.
Not as the one of his undoing. Granted, I'm playing a little more aggressive because I know how these go now after witnessing how freaking crazy it gets after about 10 minutes. But yeah, this map might need a little more lumber supply added. Granted, it's just really... Well, I mean, I guess that makes up for having to siege other people's bases and get their resources if you do.
Yeah, I fully expected the rare resources would be more in the middle, but also, I guess we have 4 teams here. I kind of anticipated this being a lot of players in this map.
Somebody's going after me. Shh. Oh, no, you don't, Tech.
Hi! Before Reaper even said anything, I was using the rally point tool to bypass Reaper because I figured he was dead and come straight for your stuff. Because I was hearing, I have 100 units when I had like 20, and I'm like, no, we need to knock that back a little bit.
Okay, time to rendezvous straight to my barracks. Your little army's not going to be strong enough to deal with the overwhelming number that I have against you.
It just needs to be strong enough to do a few things, is all.
Yeah, I have 200 more minions coming for you. So you might be crippling my resources a little. Like I said, I'm being aggressive this time around. It's time that I finally didn't get screwed over for once.
Hey, the other guy wasn't a threat. He wasn't saying, oh, I'm going out for attack somebody, so... I had to go for you. Reaper was gonna die. It's all good.
Oh, I mean, all is fair in this scene, because, you know, granted... I'm just gonna do this.
I would expect nothing less in return, to be honest, right? When you're the threat, you have a big target on your head, so...
Yeah, and all of your minions are dead. Yeah, I mean, I am a bigger target because now I have all the resources. Those lumber mills you cut down are being planted back, at least. Alright, well, time to plant more barracks, because now this area is unguarded. You did some damage to my little troop. Okay, time to go back home before I get stormed by you. Because I am absolute...
So right-click on the brown block in the barracks or any of the production buildings, and right-click on the ground somewhere. If you want all of the buildings of that type within 32 blocks of you, shift right-click on the ground.
Okay, who's going after my lumberyard again?
I still think that range should be a lot bigger.
Yeah, we all...
Because I like to do a whole bunch of barracks, and then all of them at one spot.
Alright, who's...
So we had it much bigger, the other guy. And
yeah, I know, but it was getting the ones from, like, way away.
Yeah, it was getting everyone in the world, basically. And that meant the guys would try and march across the entire map, and it caused a bunch of lag. So that's why we started limiting it. I would like it to be as far as you want. That's why I created it that way initially. But lag's going to prevent us from being able to do that.
Okay, so now I need to figure out who's where and doing what, because it's time I shredded someone.
32 blocks or chunks?
blocks.
I think it should be 64 at least.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about
double
changing it
that
to
would probably be fine.
last night. I just haven't made changes because I was up till 4 o'clock making a video.
No.
Got up early.
Okay.
Said,
Well,
how did my
get ready
Reddit
for the
post do?
lag.
Got on here, streamed with a couple people that were interested in it, so they could see how the game works, and
Get ready for the lag as I have a drop of 300. Okay, where are they tech? We die next.
let's see.
I can only assume the other guy is to the right of me, because I believe that's where I saw him go last. Which means, heck, you're pretty far to the left side, aren't you? Oh wait, no.
This is a
Never
circle. I don't know which way is left for you.
Never mind.
How does the armor work? So the armor, once you've researched it, place down an armory. And once you have the armory down in the world, then you can start recruiting knights. If someone comes and destroys your armory, though, they will no longer spit out. So you need to make sure that you always have an armory down at all times. Because it's the building that's making your armor in this fantasy world that we live in.
Hey, tech stack, I'm coming to knock your teeth in.
You coming after me, you said?
Oh dear, you have archers that are all being pelted to death.
What are you talking about?
I'm here at your base, going ham. Oh wait, no,
I was
this
gonna
isn't
say,
your base.
that's not
This
my
is
base,
your
'cause-
guy's base.
I'm like, archers? What? What archers?
I don't know why you're saying GG, you're not dead already, buddy. My raid has only just begun. I have nothing but minions too, it just strength and masses. I have 300 of them going ham. That's just the thing about... Oh dear. He has diamond units already.
Where are they? So they would spit out of your barracks if you've got all the research done and then they'd have the armory down.
Go, 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 go.
So the armory is just the thing to make your armor. The barracks still recruits your troops for that type.
As I'm causing a small raid at his base, and the army's dying quick though, because he has diamond units already. I gotta give you credits on that. Diamond armored units are really tough. They're a lot more of a pain than most units, besides pikemen. Pikemen are even worse, because they're cheap, and strength and masses will pretty much take out anything else. As I've said before, I'm like an ant colony. I have strength in numbers, one is weak, 1,000 are strong.
There you are. I thought maybe you got mad enough.
No, I was.
Oh, tech stack, really?
I mean, I have to. You were saying I'm at your base, and I'm like, oh no, I need to counter him.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, sh.
Hi!
Dead.
Those
Those are only iron units, but there's too many of them for me to counter, I think.
There's
Yeah,
a mix there, a severe mix.
I'm very dead. like, not just dead, very dead. So I didn't research anything that would have assisted me in this way.
Gotcha. Did you hear that, boys? Push harder. We can do this.
You definitely destroyed me at this rate, because I don't have enough of anything to keep me alive. I'm just gonna spam barracks and hope for the best. You can't kill all of us.
The barracks spam
Yeah,
desperation move, huh?
Yep. The one way I run over to your base, place barracks down, and raid you. See you later, Tech. Except my, yeah, my town hall is gonna be destroyed before I get there.
Yeah.
I love how I had barracks planted right by your base, but they didn't do anything because you're just out of proximity. Yep, Redstone Hall is destroyed. So, the other guy, I wish you luck because you're gonna need it. You might want to rally your diamond troops because he has a sizable army of iron troops.
The one advantage he has is I have no clue where he is. I know this is a circular map, so I'm not sure. Is he further past you? Is he the other way? I don't know which way to move.
Keep going in one direction and you'll find him eventually, because it is a circle after all. Well, for your first turnabout, the other guy, you've done pretty well. Your layout is pretty alright, but you don't have anything for defense besides those units, which you might want to... Well, when I say defense, I mean really nothing to cover you from getting flanked. Then again, none of us ended up researching walls or towers. And because you've got way stronger units, and probably more than Tech has, you might want to head to, well, let's see what you're facing. You might want to head to your left, and keep going that way until you find his base.
I think we're on opposite sides of the circle, to be honest. So probably going in the direction.
Sort of. We actually were all clustered together pretty close. I don't think anyone even bothered spanning to the far right side of the map. And to answer that question, no. No one really went that far.
Yeah, Reaper, you do have a valid point. Having a shortcut across the oasis itself, the water, might be a good idea. Just for convenience, because I'm going to have to run all around this stinking map with troops.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's not a monumentally sized map, being that we're only running around the outer diameter. I mean, sooner or later you're gonna come in contact with each other, of course, because it's a circle.
I think it'd just be cooler if we have like 4 different sections and they all connect by the middle. You have to like a bridge that connects all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So like you
So you can actually see their troops coming from the middle.
So it's basically
we could do like a floating island.
From the center to the other side.
Oh, that works.
And the center would be the center would just be chaos. That reminds me a lot of a Supreme Commander map. Well, being that you're pretty much just planted right there, Green, I would, of course, keep your production up of units and maybe research more if you can. Perhaps getting watchtowers or getting walls might be a good choice.
Full on sense. Alright!
Granted... Oh boy. This is gonna be an interesting fight. A mixture of units versus...
Oh, and lag.
Yep.
That was a bit much.
It's kind of funny. I had the highest unit count, but nothing but minions, so I got trampled. Granted, I was able to bum rush Reaper to death.
And Reaper probably would have done it to either you or me if you hadn't done it first.
Me and him ended up being planted in such close proximity, we could see each other's farms.
Yeah. Reaper and I both made landfall at the same spot, and I was like, nope, can't be this close. So I actually skipped the one that was next over from you, Reaper. That way, we'd have more room between us to expand and stuff.
Yeah, we pretty much all clustered together close enough to the point where it would have been a very quick ending if I didn't get curve stomped by tech. And also the fact that we're all being starved of lumber.
I wasn't, actually. As soon as I realized that lumber was going to be the last resorts, I went and grabbed more lumber nodes. So I had the one between Reaper and I, the one on mine, the next one over. I grabbed all of the lumber I could because it was going to be the limiting factor how many troops I could make.
I only had one, and I went to your side, and I was like, he already has that side, so what am I supposed to do?
Yep, I ended up grabbing 2 patches myself, but still wasn't enough.
I had
to
one.
keep up. Yeah, the first 3 minutes of gameplay are pretty much walking simulator.
I think I'm going the wrong way around the map.
Actually, well, I don't want to be a ghost.
Yeah, don't. It's fine. I'm just saying, I've gone all this way, and then I just realized that you and him were actually fighting somehow, right? So you guys were pretty close together in some form.
You're actually the furthest away from all of us, Tech.
Gotcha.
I was in the middle between the other guy and Reaper. That's how it fell. So while all 3 of us shared about, 2 halves of the landmass, you got an entire half to yourself.
You getting frame rate lag or what? Because server lag happens when we get a ton of troops moving around, like pathfinding and stuff.
Have you allocated more RAM to this instance?
That should be more than enough RAM. I'm only actually using about 500 megs. So it could be your garbage collection.
Yeah,
settings.
There's that. Well, he has a lot of his units are clustered together in a small area.
Gotcha.
So what you're gonna want to do, other guy, you want to try and spread those units out a little. That will help. Otherwise, you're not gonna have a good time trying to have them all clustered together in such a close proximity.
I'll also mention this for next time you play. Yeah, they do that if they get bumped into things. You only need 1 armory to have armored units. Now, it's good to have more than one for times when someone takes one out.
Of course. Yeah, it's a contingency, but this game didn't last long enough. This map isn't really really a good choice of map to spread out too much, because then you end up meeting your enemy right on the other side.
Gold ones are attack moves. So they will go to where you tell them to go, but it'll attack any enemy along the way.
And let the final brawl begin. I think you're gonna have this one Moss Tech. He has a lot of advanced units.
Well, I'll be okay if my guys actually listen to me and move. That would help.
Oh, never mind. I didn't realize how much more of an army you had. Those advanced units are still clipping yours down.
Come on, guys. Attack things.
Maybe
Please.
not. Looks like the other guy's army's starting to get shaved.
So that mix of units really helps. So the
Yeah,
diamond
sweet.
units can tank the damage, and
Yep.
the pike can deal the damage, while the archers at a range attacking the same thing that's getting hit by the other guys.
So, mind you, if you hadn't had your units on infinite production, which it doesn't look like you did, so if you don't have any more units, you're finished. Otherwise, rally whatever units are still being produced and try and fend them off for your life. Looks like you sheared about half of Tech Stack's army. You might actually have somewhat of a fighting chance. But he's going straight for your town hall, so it's going to be over quickly if you don't stop him. Another thing you can do is, these units immediately ignore whatever they're doing and go for the player if you attack them. So if you want to try and prolong the inevitable, you can basically be a human meat shield that distracts his
Yeah, but you're going to be
units.
doing that one unit at a time. That's the problem.
If they're all bundled up and you do the swipe attack, it ends up grabbing all of them.
So I'm on Team Yellow. Their armor has a yellow stripe on it. Yours had a green stripe on it. Reaper's would have had whatever Reaper was, blue, and so on.
So, that's the end.
That's the game. Good game. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I wasn't hurting for resources at all.
I wasn't doing too bad until I realized that Tech Stack was right there.
Yeah, your building technique would be appropriate for a different map. This map was a lot of nodes spread out, so it's basically set up like there was 8 teams. There's 8 different resource areas on it, so each team has the option of going and getting more than one lumber place.
Granted, there aren't actually 8 teams for this game.
Yes. But
Not
the
yet, at
thought
least.
is there won't be more than 8, more than 4. The thought is, with this map in particular, I was thinking if we had 2 people per team ever, that could be where the
Yeah,
situation where everybody gets their own resource node to work with.
Now, this is a very good skirmish style map. It'd also be really neat to see other game modes. You know, right now the whole objective is, okay, defend your town hall with your life while trying to squash the enemy. It'd be really neat to see other game modes where it would be more like, okay, the player can't die.
Yeah, that probably could be a config option. So we had talked about having different modes like that, where, like in Supreme Commander, you could do like a complete annihilation where you had to kill every building, or you had to kill the commander, or there was another mode where they had, I can't remember what it is, but those type of scenarios where if you die, you're out, or your town hall dies, you're out, or maybe they need to kill every single building, then you're out.
Now, granted, one other thing to note is, even after you've been destroyed, your barracks, and you can still access the GUI, mind you, your barracks will continually still produce units.
So that's going to be fixed when we do the end game stuff, where it's going to kill all your buildings and everything. You won't be
Yeah,
able to do
that's
anything.
probably a very wise decision. As my minion army keeps mosh piling together, getting crazier looking by the minute.
Yeah, and that'll help with lag long term too, right? So when someone's out, their troops won't keep going.
So I'm gonna kill my infinite mode as I
I
forgot.
keep getting timed out.
Really?
Yeah. I think my internet's not working tonight.
Well, let's restart the server anyway, because it's just going to keep lagging more and more as more troops are made. And I kind of want to see what the stats were for that game. So I'm going to run the stat command here in a second. Game stats.
Well, I mean, too bad my custom map isn't made yet. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it. It'll be a different experience.
Yeah. Okay, so we had... Where's military power? There it is. Military power. The number game. Red. Red won. Red won the military number game.
Who's red?
Me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Minions everywhere.
At peak, you had 500. I was in second then. Then green was behind that during the green peak. And blue kind of got started a little bit, Reaper. I'm assuming that was you.
I did, and they killed me off. I was coming with... I was literally just starting... I was going to let the pikemen finish researching, and then going to make troops. And then he started attacking me. I was like halfway through the research.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through his attack, I started making pikemen. And I was able to push back, and then he just brought a whole bunch more guys and killed me off.
So you can see it in the chart too. He's ramping up, and somewhere around 200 units-ish, you guys must have had a battle, because you went up to whatever, maybe 10 units, 20 units, and then went back down to near zero. And then he kind of recovered and produced more there, and you guys had a battle. It looks like you took a chunk of his troops there, maybe 50 of his troops, but you lost your 50 you had as well.
Really? So pikemen aren't that powerful then?
When they're just outnumbered 4-1, that's going to be hard for any of the troops, right?
Yeah.
The rest of the ramp up there was extreme. Then I was ramping up. You can see I was kind of flat, and then I started ramping up. After he said he was attacking you, you can see, right? Here's where I started producing more troops. So I'm like, oh crap. Right? And then... that must have been our first battle we had or something. And then a flat line because I wasn't producing something. Which is interesting. I thought I was producing the whole time. And then we had a second battle.
Wait, I have a question. Can you set it up so once a person reaches 50 troops, a firework comes off, like goes off?
I'm not going to do that. There's too many other things to do.
Never mind. Okay.
That would also
Okay, the other guy.
give away that, hey, look at me, I'm starting an army.
Yeah, true. Sorry for the dog
Yeah, it
sounds
gives a
in the
warning
background.
to the other people.
Oh, but that's just it, is you have to pay attention, my friend.
So then we ramp up again.
Gentle was the loudmouth who said, I'm gonna wreck you, I'm gonna wreck you.
So you had about 100 troops in the world the entire time, it looks like, where they just were sitting around and I didn't bother killing them, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's look at economies then.
Granted, even after I died, my factories were still producing.
Okay, so this. I had more economy most of the time. Red was in a close second. Until probably when I started destroying stuff there. Reaper got a good... was keeping up, but I think this must have been where the attack happened and it drops down. And green had a steady level state of income, it looks like. More towards the end, so there might have been some confusion of how to play the game, I think, early on. I think, other guy, you said that you were didn't know they were items, right, when you were buying them. So maybe you hadn't placed them down or something. And that's completely understandable the first time. We didn't explain that very well. So I apologize for that one.
Every time you say his name, I just keep thinking that you forget what his name is. And you
No,
just
I
call
feel
him
bad
the
for
guy.
saying it too. We were like in the middle of that match. So I'm like, I keep calling this guy the other guy, but that's his name. I don't have anything else to call him.
Wait, who are you talking? The other guy. No, you're talking me. No, I'm talking
No,
the
other
guy.
guy. Yeah. Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you just couldn't ramp up early on like we could because we knew the secret sauce there. Hey, Gazer. Well, I kind of am a little torn right now. I like playing the game, but also there's a lot of things I need added to the game. A lot of features that need to go in. I might work on it instead of playing another match right now. You guys are welcome to play another match if you want, but I think I'm going to set this one out.
Well, Gazer, if you join us, do you guys want to try and go for a 2v2 match this time?
I think the other guy might have to leave, I'm not sure. Yeah, he's going to watch an episode of Mandalorian, he says.
Okay,
But he'll
well,
come
then
back
it'd
with
be
the headset later.
Then it'd be a free-for-all match of 3.
Okay, so no one is currently watching the stream besides myself. I'm going to end the stream because I'm going to code anyway and not a ton of people like that, right? So I'm going to stop the stream. If you haven't, subscribe now. Bye, everybody.